crikey, William's been through so much in his short life, in the full glare of publicity. Good on him,
I find it incredible that and I remember when we spoke to him, or as a Rota group, we spoke to him in Cape Town when he was on his Earthshot Prize, that 2024 was the hardest year of his life, because you point out there, he's had one hell of a life. If you think, his parents splitting up, for instance, divorcing, his mother dying, the Queen Elizabeth II passing away, his brother abandoning him and moving to the USA, you realise just how difficult coping with his... Do you know what I mean? Like, it really does. When you look at his arc of his life, you realise what a changing point that was for him in his, 42 or 40, early 40s now, mid-40s.
And without his mum there for most of that, and, going through the rift with Harry as well, what would Diana think of that? I'm sure she would be distraught at the current state of affairs. So he's dealing with all that as well, and Catherine. There's been a lot.
You mentioned about that you compared William and Harry. Harry has a different, or Harry moans a lot on TV or puts statements out a lot. But they all are sharing their emotions a little bit more now. Harry has done an Apple Plus TV programme with Oprah Winfrey. We was talking about some of the mental issues that he had. Catherine has. She's spoken quite openly about. In some of her videos, some of her moving videos, she's opened up a lot. And even the King, I remember after his cancer diagnosis, do you remember there was a video with him with Rishi Sunak, and he was talking at the Prime Minister at the time, with Rishi Sunak, and he was talking about the hundreds and hundreds of nice cards that he had received that kind of made him cry. We are seeing a royal family more in touch with their emotions than we have seen in the past.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Queen Elizabeth II would not be speaking in that way, certainly not with the camera in the room.
In a world where perception shapes reality, Meghan Markle's grievances against royal life once again take centre stage. But as her words echo through headlines, another royal, Prince William, quietly shifts focus to the real challenges facing the world. The contrast. Striking. The message. Impossible to ignore. Reports resurface of Meghan Markle lamenting the restrictions, protocols, and pressures of royal life. She speaks of isolation and control, of feeling trapped behind palace walls. But to many, including royal experts, her words now ring hollow, coming from someone living a life of immense privilege and global platform. The public's reaction has been divided. Supporters defend her courage to speak out, while critics call her statements tone-deaf, especially in a time when millions face far greater hardships. As one commentator put it, complaining from a mansion is not the same as suffering in silence. Meanwhile, Prince William continues to shine light on real global crises, mental health, homelessness, and the environment. His recent initiatives reflect a grounded sense of duty, one that draws admiration even from those disillusioned with the monarchy itself. The contrast between the brothers couldn't be clearer. While Meghan and Harry seem locked in battles of perception, William embodies the quieter, traditional approach, focusing on service over self. It's a tale of two royal paths, one of personal branding, and one of public responsibility. As Meghan's complaints continue to make headlines, and William's work speaks for itself, the royal narrative divides further. One side craves sympathy, the other, legacy. The question remains, in the eyes of the world, who will history remember more kindly?
But even without a camera in the room, it's not the sort of thing she would do. So, yeah, I mean, Charles obviously is more tactile publicly than Elizabeth II was. She grew up in a different age, in a very different environment. And William, son of Charles and Diana, there will be more informality.
Yeah. Long may it continue?
Yes, absolutely, but there are tasteful ways of doing it. I probably wouldn't recommend the juxtaposition of Meghan going to Bloomberg and saying that it was really tough living in the royal family because she had to wear pantyhose. There's a spectrum to being self-aware, and I think William has that, and I don't know about his brother and his wife.
Really interesting point. Thanks for that. I'm going to steal that one and have when I get to talk about this point. That's really interesting. The juxtaposition really is, because you look at them and you think, well, they are all talking about their emotions, but there is a difference, isn't there, in the way it's presented?
There really is. There's sort of, I live in a Montecito mansion and these are my problems, and then there's, the real problems that you've spoken about that William's gone through. I think it'll make him a terrific leader, actually.
Yeah, no, really good point. I had forgotten the pantyhose. But Harry's, you know, I would say, in his defence, Harry's been through it too. And, you know, whatever you think about what's happened in the last 5 years or so, Harry's been through it. And, of course, was younger when it happened. Not that that makes any difference.
OK. All right. Talking of problems, always a problem, Andrew and Fergie. There was a report over the weekend, I think in the Sunday Times, that sources close to the King are kind of suggesting there's not going to be a ban for Sarah and Andrew as such, but a kind of almost polite back-channel request to ask maybe if it would be the right decision that they could maybe excuse themselves from Christmas celebrations this year like they did last year. Is that a wise suggestion, Simon?
Yeah, because it just becomes the story of the walk to the church at Sandringham on Christmas Day. That becomes the story, doesn't it? And we've seen in recent years, not last year, how much they enjoy it. I mean, they visibly enjoy doing it. The walk to the chapel at Easter, and it just becomes the story. I suppose they obviously could go to Sandringham and just stay at the house and not do the public part of the walk to the church and back. But somebody would get a photo somehow, wouldn't they? And that then becomes the story.
Those dastardly journalists, Simon.
No, I'm all in favour of it. Well, not trespass, obviously. But somebody would get it just becomes the story, doesn't it? And everything else, you know, the Christmas message is then overshadowed. So, you know, I'm sure they will stay away again. I'll be amazed if they go.
Well, they're going to ask for their judgment, aren't they? They're going to but sometimes their judgment isn't right, is it, Samaras? But they're going to lean on their judgment and say, maybe this is use your brain and this is the right thing for you to do. Excuse yourself from Christmas.
I don't know if they are Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I'm not sure if that much brain activity is being used with both of them, as we can see with their record. I mean, the sort of hell that they put the royal family through with all their different scandals that have reared their ugly head. Mostly this year, I feel, obviously it's been prevalent throughout the years, but I just think this year would not be the year to be showing up to that Christmas and taking the media storm. If they've got any judgment, they won't come.
It's very. I mean, you can't ban people from a family funeral. So the Duchess of Kent's funeral a few weeks ago, obviously they were going to go to that. She was dearly loved and will be dearly missed. You did not have to be a body language expert afterwards to see how much William enjoyed standing next to his uncle. Yeah. I mean, that was very clear. Don't talk to me. I'm not. You know, I'd be amazed if they do that walk at Sandringham on Christmas Day.
It was pointed out to me that the King, as head of the Church of England, can't ban people from going to a church. It would be a very bad look to say you're banned from going to a church.
No, you can't.
So you've got to ask them to use their own judgment,
yeah.
which we know hasn't been that successful in the past. Just a couple of quick questions on this. Did you see that the City of York has discussed removing... they granted the freedom of the City of York to Sarah Ferguson in 1987 after their wedding. They recently, or after Andrew's public indiscretions, they removed the freedom of the City of York from Andrew. Is this a punishment for Fergie, or is it a bit meaningless? What do you think, Simon?
What do you get to do? You get to drive a flock of sheep across the
largely symbolic,
down the high street.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it would be symbolic. I know there was a petition at the height of the Newsnight furore. There was a petition in York to remove the titles,
right.
But I don't think that went any further. That would require an act of Parliament. It would also require the signature of the King, so it's very unlikely. But the freedom of the city would be, a symbolic snub, wouldn't it?
Well, it was a kind gesture to recognise them, and now maybe they don't want to recognise them. It's difficult for places because you have the Duke and Duchess of York wrapped up in scandal. You have the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. I mean, do people in York and Sussex really want to be associated with these names?
Well, one of the MPs, some MPs in Sussex have tried to put that one forward as well. Meghan's only been to Sussex once.
Yeah.
It's Meghan Sussex. That's my name. That still hasn't caught on for some reason, but yeah, I mean that name has been sort of marred in scandal a little bit. Both of them, actually. So yeah, I think a lot of people don't want to be associated with a tarnished brand anymore. I mean, I don't blame them.
Well, I'm from Reading. We don't have a Duke or a Baron or a Prince of Reading yet, so let's wait and see.
Royal Berkshire.
It is the Royal County, absolutely.